No, because I made a major mistake. That mistake was a two-parter. I got too comfortable in my previous position, and then I did not keep up with my instructional design portfolio. That was a major mistake. I should have been updating and refreshing as time has goes on. But you know what? I didn't. I made that mistake. But here I am today. I have made it a point to be more creative and innovative and update, refresh my portfolio so that, I have a little bit more of a competitive edge when I'm doing my job search. So I wanted to share with y'all what I learned this week. I decided to invest in the Mighty extension, which works in conjunction with Articulate Rise, and leverage ChatGPT to help me figure out some little things that I could make to help me figure out how I could make certain blocks a little bit better. So let me show y'all what I learned this week. I'm going to start here. This is just like a test course that I wanted to, like showcase. So let's get started. I'm going to click on edit content. Okay, and then right here, what I want to show is the timeline block. This is the timeline block. As you can see, there are two different types of media attached to each little box section. But if you notice, there is something very different style-wise. It's not consistent. So if you take a look here in the first box, by the way, it's my favorite cat whisperer person, so don't judge. This right here, you have a YouTube video. But in that YouTube video, on the bottom side, you have text. But then when you scroll image of a cat, and then the text is up top. So I always wondered, I'm like, how can we fix this? Because it's not that I'm nitpicky or anything like that. It's just that I like to be consistent with style. So in my search to figure out how to make this better, I came across a Mighty extension tutorial presented by Maestro Learning, who are the people who own the Mighty extension. But let me show you what you could do to fix the order of things here using ChatGPT. So the first thing we're going to do is right click on this page right here, and then I'm using a Mac, but if you're using a Windows-based laptop or computer, you could just right click as well, and it's gonna show up as inspect. Here on a Mac, it shows up as inspect element. So we're gonna click on that. And then this is gonna come up on the bottom side of the screen for us Mac users. So let me show you. Right here on the left-hand side, I'm hovering over this little code div thing, and it highlights the entire section. But we only want to highlight, we want to keep scrolling and highlight only the 3 elements that we see in the first box, because that's what we're trying to manipulate. That's what we're trying to update. So we only want to have this section highlighted, which is a cat nutrition, the video, and then the text. So that's 3 elements. I got rid of the other subheading in there because I don't know, style-wise, I like it like that. So it's 3. All right, so let's keep going down, down, down. That's not it. That's highlighting the whole thing. So you're just going to keep going and going until you could find the one that highlights just the, and then let's see, it's taking, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, so this is the one for me that highlights the 3. So what you're going to do is right click and you're going to hit copy, grab the HTML, and you're going to head over to ChatGPT. So let's go over to ChatGPT so that you have the full view. Okay, so here I already have the prompt available. So we're going to pop in the prompt. Where is the prompt? Okay, so I have the prompt here. First I'm going to drop in that code. So here's the code. Okay, and then I'm gonna add in the prompt. Copy text. Put it here. Okay. So that's what we're going to put in the prompt that we're going to use. It says, I have some HTML that, let's fix that typo. I would like for you to create some CSS for. In this example, I have 4 items. I don't have 4 items, I have 3 because I modified that. So I have 3 items that I want to rearrange. Specifically, I want to move the YouTube video to the bottom of this timeline card. Can you help me? Here is HTML code. So that's that code that we just grabbed from the timeline block. So let's see what ChatGPT gives us. Okay, it's thinking. Now I do have the paid version, but I tried it out with the free version and it works as well. So if you don't feel like paying for it, just try it out with the free version. Just know that, all things ChatGPT, sometimes it may not be consistent. So just got to double check. Okay, so it says, yes, to move the YouTube video, timeline dash card underscore media below, blah, 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 blah. Here's the CSS that you need. Okay, so let me review it really quickly. Okay, so we want to make sure that it has this little, hear my cat meowing. It has this little flex box info in here, so it does have it. It has 3 elements because remember, it's not 4, it's 3 for me. So I'm going to go ahead and click copy. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the Rise course. Okay, and then here we're going to keep this out. Next, we're going to, let's see. All right, so in the code box, there's going to be a little plus sign. Okay, so here it is, down on the bottom. We're going to click plus. I'm going to X out of it again. All right, let's start fresh. Okay, so we're going to right click, go to inspect element, and then the box is going to pop up. On the bottom, there's a little plus sign. So we're going to click on that, and then it's going to populate. Where is it? This is where it is. Sorry, I'm still learning, so have patience with me. Okay, so on the right-hand side, it's going to pop into this box that's going to pop up. It's going to say Inspector Style Sheet. So you're going to click on that. Move this a little bit over. Okay, so here it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to paste the code that ChatGPT gave us. And look at that. It did it. So this is a way that you could test to see if the code actually works. So now the text is actually on the top. It comes before the video, just like the image here on the second timeline sequence that you're seeing here. So it's consistent with style. The spacing looks similar, so I'm not going to update or mess with that. So now we know that works. Okay, so now there's a couple more steps. There's a couple more steps of things that we have to do. So let's X out of this. I'm not going to X out of it, but let's go back and we're going to have to go to the beginning of the course, or like the main body of the course. So I'm going to go back. We're back into the course, and I want you to go ahead and click. What we're going to do is click on this little magical wand thing, and it's called power ups. So we're going to click on the power ups, and then there's something on the left hand side called custom code, and that's where we're going to click. Okay, and then here we go. I already had it kind of set up, but let me delete it. Actually, you know what? We're going to revert back to the original so y'all can see from the scratch. Okay, so you see that this is the start, like the start menu of the course. You don't want to do that. You want to go to the interaction that you want to update. So let's start that, and it's here. So we want to manipulate the timeline. So we're going to go to our CSS box, click in, and then we're going to paste the code that ChatGPT gave us so that it's already, so it actually changes the order of and the text. So the text comes before the video. So let's see. And ta-da, there it is. Look at that. You have the text on top of the video before the video, same as the image below. I'm loving it because it's consistent in style. Okay, so now the next thing we got to do is hit save to make sure that, we don't lose any of the work that we've done. And then we're going to hit back. Okay, I'm going to go back, and then we're going to hit preview. Okay, we're gonna hit start. And then look at that. It worked. So yeah, how cool is that? I think it's pretty cool that you could do that with the Mighty extension. So yeah, so that's a little bit of some stuff that I've been learning this last week, and I'm really excited to be using the Mighty extension. I do think it improves the overall learner experience, the look, the feel, the vibe. Have a good week. I'll see you soon. Bye.